to a lot of these teams who are out there looking for new players.
The thing is, this is still a good team, right? It's just they're not of this level yet, right? Like someone's got to come bottom of the group, and it doesn't. You know, it's not insulting to say that it's likely going to be this team. Let's hope they can surprise us and take a map and maybe a victory here. It would be fun to see. X3D Max have been grinding and looking to grind themselves to a first victory here in Group D. On the T side of Mirage, their map pick to start. Big little bait set up on this B site. We've got Tabson waiting for the play. And God B up in the market as well. This is a cheeky little pop flash. That's going to facilitate this double peek from Big if they want to pull it through. That's if Tabson even wants to take the fight right now. These T's just waiting for the timing play. Mac is trying to look for an entry towards short, and if he does get up there, they're certainly going to split B now, but Xantares has spotted him. That's some information. Now the push coming through. Nexus dropped off, but he's jump spotting. Flashbang can set Tabson up here. They don't check the corner, though, and he's got the bomb. Can he double it? Yes, Tabson shutting this one down. Got B with a utility assist, and this round is done. What a setup from Big.
Yeah, only David P left standing, and with Tizian holding for that peak, that is one that you are going to struggle to pick up if you are David P. Yeah, nice little pop flash there from God B, one that you can try throwing into your matchmaking games. Hugo, you and I have actually been using that one a hell of a lot.
I love that flash.
It is a great little flashbang. You get yourself in the little corner out from the window, and you just kind of line it up above the, I don't even know what the word would be, the wall, I guess. Yeah, and throw it on in. It's actually great and pretty easy to throw. So shout out to God B for showcasing that one.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is going to get messy. Tizian's down on ramp, and he is hungry for frags. 3 from the MP9. He's got the pistol out, but no need, because Xantares supporting him. Not going to let Hadji get out from this ramp and grab the bomb. He tries to tap him down, but no success. Big 2-0, nice and clean there on the Antico. It was just Glocks. Now we wait for the full buy round from X3D Max and see what they can show us with these rifle rounds. Now, thinking back to their game versus Astralis, they did get a fair few rounds considering the team they were up against. That's all that we have in terms of information for this team, at least so far in Leicester. And I'm excited to see what their rifle rounds are going to contain now as we head onto the T side. Early mid-take coming through for the terrorists. They've gone deep in, but Tabson's looking to duel. They're already out behind the boxes. He's got to be very careful. They could win this battle early on. He's going to be caught off. 3 HP the difference. Jinx trying to take him down. Could even go for the wallbang here. Tabson strafes into it, and there's the kill. Jinx opening up. Mac is so low. But the trade has not been found from Big, who might actually set up with this short boost. The molly's gone over towards Chair, and yeah, they're going to construct a bit of a tower up here. God B not committing to climbing on top of the cinder box. He'd rather play this angle because, of course, only his head is exposed. Not fully exposed to lower middle either. He holds onto the chair, and he might get a free kill for it because Hadji's sitting there. In the meantime, Big have gone for the T-spawn wraparound. Tizian's caught the timing through Palace, past Logan on ramp, and he's found the bomb as well.
And they've got no idea that someone is so deep behind enemy lines. Maka goes walking into his demise. And now the penny has dropped, albeit a little bit late. They've got to try and flush out Tizian, who has retrieved the AK. He's just taking fights and... Ooh. Not ready for a man down at ramp was Xantares. So now a 3-on-3. They've got the A-bomb site, but it's this bomb that's still a problem. Big can't really rotate anyone in to help Tizian, though. They don't want to risk losing anybody. So Tizian here, putting up one hell of a performance thus far, has to continue it, and there's no time. There's no way to win this round if you're X3D Max. It's already been taken away from them.
Yeah, they get the kill, but then they realize the penny has been dropped, and the ball as well. That default from X3D Max was very unfortunate. Big, there was one position on the map that they could have pushed, and they pushed it. It was Palace, the only thing not covered by the T's. It gets Big behind enemy lines. If you're wondering why Xantares aggressively rotated there without checking ramp, the reason being is because Tizian flanked A, they had the read that maybe ramp and Palace were both clear, whereas it was only one of the positions that was checked out by Tizian. And unfortunately, for the likes of Xantares, Logan crept out on ramp.
Yeah, if you're Xantares there as well, you very much imagine that X3D Max, their main focus is going to be on retrieving that bomb, right? So he anticipates, even if there was a player at ramp, likelihood is he's on his way to go fight Tizian. Fast A play here from X3D Max. Logan has managed one. It's Zentares and Tizian to hold them back. Tizian still yet to die. Finally gets put down, but Zentares going to rear his head through that smoke. This was the investment around those 2 saved rifles as well, so there is a lot of stake in this round for the X3D Max side of things. But once again, that bomb has dropped out on a limb and over towards short. You do have God B just primed with the AUG, scoped in, ready for the cross. They've got to cross if they want to get the bomb as well. X3D Max taking their time here, and this is giving a lot of time the way of Big to get into these positions, to keep an eye on the bomb. Now with the crossfire set up in CT. Oh, Zentares saw that nade, doesn't land the flake, so now they know there's an AWPer in CT. Zentares going to back off the angle. Next going to go in for the fight. Bomb tapped. Great nade onto Maka. He's keen on taking these fights though. And will decapitate the first man. Able to dink down Next as well, so now a doable round, but God B, they line up for him.
Yeah, Maka, he tried to move out of the back site there to try and cross towards, I assume, ramp side, but God B was already shooting his teammate a triple, and he lines up a double kill. Low HP for Next as well. That was a massive couple of frags for the IGL of Big, saving the round in a 2-on-2, where Next was pretty unlikely to be able to get anything done once he was pinned. It's a great round there from the likes of Big. They're going to keep it up on the CT side, 4-0 right now. One thing to keep your eye out, something Logan did a lot versus Astralis, actually had decent amount of success as well, is he'll creep out on ramp a lot. He's going to be trying to get himself into sandwich, so when 3D Max are going for these mid plays and these B-heavy executes, watch out for Logan, because he'll be lurking somewhere around. Let's see if Big can work that one out as well. Nade towards the top of middle. Jinx is going to get tagged slightly, but could get flashed through this smoke from Maka and just get aggressive in mid. Big have chosen to give it up, just run that con short crossfire from Zentares and God B. They might get met with some aggression as well. God B holding on the other side. And already forced off. Zentares having to smoke con as well, because X3D Max are getting close, but Tizian's getting closer. Down on the ramp, he catches David P. Logan, meanwhile in the Palace, trying to look for this trade as he exits from the ramp site. Zentares will get a kill to short, but Logan gets that key trade on A, opening up this bomb site somewhat and drawing Zentares away from middle. This gives 3D Max some room, but there's still a man down.
Oh, Jinx thought he caught a timing there. And while he does get damage off, it leaves a lot to be desired. Just Logan and Hadji remain in this round, and they're going to be setting up over here towards ramp. Now, Big actually preemptively rotating a man in through jungle to take up position at CT. We are seeing Zentares don this AWP a fair bit over the likes of Tabson. At least in this map, which feels interesting to me.
Ooh. No smoke for the cross there, only towards CT, and Godby's got an open line of sight. That peek is unfortunate. Hadji tries to check jungle, but he thinks it's clear and wide peeks into both of them. Flawless so far from Big, 5-0, yet to let up a round here on the CT side of the map pick of 3D Max, which is certainly not how they would want it to start this series.
Yeah, and you know, we know Big as this team that always go away and do their homework, right? They're always very researched on the teams that they come up against. And I feel like, you know, if they watched X3D Max play this map yesterday, we didn't really see anything in terms of tactical diversity, right? It was very much just throw the set smokes into A or B and then play on the back of it. So Big aren't getting caught off guard in the same way that maybe they did manage to catch Astralis off guard in a few of those rounds. As weird as that sentence feels to say, this B play from X3D Max is getting torn apart. They do manage to get one. Oh, they've doubled it, but Nex isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, you sure about that?
Yeah, he's gone. He's been deleted, but it's promptly traded by Tabson. So round recovered. Big going to go 6-0. And I tell you what, they are very much playing like they know that their tournament life is on the line. Oh, I just heard short jump there from Godby. So, yeah, maybe he's got the mid spawn. Maybe it's him doing it, or maybe he's ordering someone else to try.
He said smoke top mid, so we're going to see this left side corner smoke if we can keep an eye on that. here. There it is. It's actually the Astralis one. Tizian's throwing that one out, so I imagine they're going to play a heavy mid setup here. That goes towards the top of Dumpster. Got B rushing down after making that jump. Tabson's got the AWP to support, and the flash is good, but David P won't check close. He flicks instead. Xantares is blind. He might be able to get a double, and David P has opened up this round. The mid take from Big, rather, not finding success despite the opening kill. And where did 3D Max go with this? Man advantage, first round they've had it since. Player in B already walking through. Tabson, he's missed the timing. Haji's already into the bomb site. He might be able to shut down this bomb though, because Haji is focused on clearing B. And Tabson's just left it. That's unfortunate timing for Big, and it's going to lose him the bomb site here. Tabson's doubling back, but does he know that Haji could already be market? No, he is clueless.
Logan on this A flank. This does leave Nex in the hot seat now. For the time being, he's been afforded a 1-on-2 inside of B, but he's not keen on taking it. Tries to duck out of the market and will get shut down in the process. So on the back of that double entry down through mid from David P, we are able to see X3D Max find their first round. Now, obviously, you can't rely on David doing that every round, so we need to see something a bit more consistent here for X3D Max.
Yeah, and that's the first round Big have been proactive. That's the first round they've tried to do something and have a game plan. It's been very much just passive holds and crossfires and reactive CS from Big, with the exception of Tizian pushing ramp in that early buy round. On Palace, rather. So Big might just settle back into this passive setup again, let X3D Max make the play and just see if they can topple it while it comes. The issue is they're now limited. Pistols for Big, smoke close, Jinx rushes through, Xantares opens up, but they haven't checked on the Valk, and they could line up for Tizian. He's found both off the Deeg. Guns retrievable, but he needs to push out from under Valk. Maka has it covered, the flash is there, and Tizian gets to say himself to default, now supported by the CT player as well. We're waiting for this con split from David P, and he just misses the timing to the player on stairs, but quick turnaround does get it instead. 2-on-3, still Big on pistols, yet to retrieve any guns. This is winnable for 3D Max, but they've got to be careful.
Yeah, they're very split up, very divided from one another. They spot a couple of players inside of A, but not entirely sure as to the whereabouts of Tabson, who is sat back in CT. He's just wary that they could have attempted this this window boost. Tizian starting to clear the ramp, and he'll just float around here. Tabson starting to rotate off. Once again, keeping an eye on CT. Ooh. Nice flick from Tizian, and that's the bomb dropped. So now David P's position in jungle. It's got to yield a lot of results, and very, very quickly. 20 seconds left on the clock, and at this point for X3D Max, there's not really any time to go for this clutch if you're David P.
No, you've got to get a kill now, and the issue is, yeah, that bomb, of course. He's going to slow peek into this, but Tabson, that's so unfortunate. He's been getting unlucky this map so far. Turns around there, he did in the market a couple of rounds prior. Similar fate. But as said, Harry, no round win for X3D Max. The reset comes through. 7-1 for Big, as they sit confidently in the lead of this map. Again, a shutdown round, this time with pistols as well. That's a huge win for Big. They take guns out of that round, so big upgrades from then. And lots of money to play with. AWP coming through for Tabson once again.
Yeah, I mean, already I'm really liking what we're seeing from Tizian in this map. You know, not normally someone who is up there in the upper echelons of the scoreboard, but he is leading the way right now for the Big clan. Tabson with this AWP connector might get timinged once again. Maka's up close, and he'll catch Xantares. Haji has found another in the meantime over here towards this B bomb site, and this leaves a lot of pressure on the back of God B, who's now here alone. And for X3D Max, sitting with the advantage, they don't really feel all too pressured to commit to a play just yet. God B is able to get that trade onto Hachi at the very least, and so X3D Max is back to this A play. Tabson has just missed the timing once again, rotating into window, and this actually allows Maka out from connector, but Tizian is there to make up for it. I mean, Tabson is just getting timing constantly in this game. Now he's set up in jungle, starts to rotate off into CT. All this pressure going to fall onto the back of Tizian, and he's been able to answer it in the majority of these rounds for Big. Now, it might be an even more dire situation for him. It all depends on this timing of Tabson. Does he get into position soon enough? And indeed he will. Posted up in CT, now available to help X3D Max. Maybe a victim of their own indecisiveness here. Throughout these smokes, they elect to leave CT open, and this will give tabseN free reign to rain down death towards ramp.
Yeah, you can take a first shot and just draw their attention back. David P gets legged, Tizian finishes off the job, and that's the bomb dropped again. 20 seconds. Time continuing to be a problem for the Frenchman, and the frags are flying through for Big. It's just Jinx left up. Missed AWP shot, 12 seconds. No way to win this round, and he knows it. Save has to be called. And Big, another round on the board. CT side is looking fantastic right now. 8-1 up. Unstoppable, even with the timings not necessarily working out in their favor. As you say, yeah, it's the indecisiveness of X3D Max that really leaves them in a tough spot there.
And I kind of feel like, you know, if you're X3D Max, you're coming into this being the heavy underdogs, not just of this matchup, but of the entire group. And yeah, I feel like as a result, you can just afford to make some of these Hail Mary plays, right? No one's really expecting that much from you. So I do feel like when we see them, as we saw versus Astralis the other day, when they fall back into this rather slow default and then they just decide in the closing 25 seconds of a round which bomb site to hit, normally you see they try and do it with very limited utility, the time becomes a problem, and at that point when you're leaving it down to 20 seconds, you have to win your opening fights, and that's something they've struggled with, right? You're giving yourselves no time to trade onto these big players. Tizian actually just wins that round straight up. The second he kills the first man, he's out from ramp almost.
Pretty much, that bomb was dropped in no man's land, so no time to rotate, no time to pick it up. It's X3D Max again falling shy. That's an AWP shot through smoke. tabseN, what a way to start, taking down David P at the top of middle. Do have this AWP in B for Maka right now. Great shot. He shuts down next. If he can capitalize and get inside of the B site, he can be a real nuisance. Looking again for this one way, but smoke is a little too shallow. In the meantime, there's a creep through ramp for X3D Max, and they've caught the timing. There's only one man here, but this man has been a legend all game long. He gives away his position, but he still gets one for it. That's more than you can ask, considering he was a solo anchor. Xantares hears the drop from Maka, but going back in does Maka, finding that kill. Timing for tabseN, he unscopes. It's all too funny at this point, but he does drop the bomb instead. Back to a 2-on-2. GodB rotating through the jungle as well. They know one of these players' position. They know that Maka is on this late lurk back up towards A. He's come to join his teammate. GodB spams as well. So now they know where Big are.
Yeah, Maka's actually gotten himself up into the palace. This could catch GodB off guard if he tries to go for this peek. Trying to tag down Jinx, and now tabseN peeking wide has just missed the timing to deal with Jinx. He runs out of ammo. Both players are out of ammo. It's a mess, and Jinx is there to shut him down. It's only tabseN remaining. He knows that Maka's up in Palace, but he's snuck out. He's gotten close, and tabseN, ever deadly, shuts down the first man, but Maka is there. In with the response. 3 kills from him, 2 for Jinx, and Maka being on the AWP might be the thing that turns this around for X3D Max. He did look good yesterday versus Astralis.
Yeah, if Maka doesn't win that 1v1 there, Jinx is very, very mad, because Maka's entire job was just to have the Palace cross, right, to make sure that tabseN couldn't get into the site. You can see his teammate was focused on jungle after planting. So almost went very, very wrong there for X3D Max, but they do pick up their second round by the skin of their teeth, yes. 2 pistols for Big, but they want similar rounds before. It's the fast mid play that might throw a spanner in the works. Maka again opening up into this round. Having huge impact here for X3D Max, but eventually it is going to be silenced by tabseN's AWP. Back into a 4-on-4 and into the B site. X3D Max look to play. This is going to be the best call for them. Only one man here, but he has a 5-7 up close. Next with only a single kill. Jinx getting tagged on the cross, and Xantares just needs to wait for his team so they can rotate in and go for this 3-on-3 retake.
Yeah, even while he's been waiting, he's been finding very good damage, but there is a lack of kit here for Big, so they've got to pick up the pace if they want to go for this retake. Xantares has done the bulk of the damage, and now we just need to see the rest of them swoop in and try and finish off these remaining players. Both players into the bomb site now. Tizian shuts down the first man. They know that David P is up in the apartments, and Logan now going to make his presence known, but this leaves tabseN in the 1v2 AWP in hand. He wasn't able to get it done in the round prior. Time's ticking away. tabseN winning that first fight. Now trying to beat Logan. Will shut him down, but no kit for Big means that this round goes the way of the French. 3-8 as they find a second, but money becomes a bit of a problem now for the French side. You're not going to have this AWP on Maka that you've been relying on to find you these openers anymore. Now, flip side to that is money for Big isn't great either. So you've only got the AWP on tabs to worry about in this round.
Yeah, and whatever they decide to buy up around it, because the thing is, X3D Max, as you say, they lose 5 players. So the Big buy off the back of that, knowing that the economy is low? No, they'll stay on pistols, not wanting to capitalize on the back of this weak bank. These Ts, 4 AKs and a UMP. tabseN getting boosted, not very well though, into the apartments. Didn't even know you could boost from that side. I thought you need to be car side for it. May not matter anyway, because he's gone back up towards Catwalk. Short boost on top of the concrete there, as now X3D Max start to look into B once again. Big have a pretty decent stack on this side of the map though, so if these Ts commit, they are walking into their own death.
Trying to clear out mid. They're so close to discovering all of these big players, but timing, Zintares just catches it, but now he finds himself trapped, needs support from the player up on the cinder box there. That will be next going down. Maka making quick work of these players in window, but it's tabseN over on short, who could throw a spanner in the works. There's no smoke for him. Flashes rain in, and that will get the players up and past him in through the connector. There is still David P close, and that shot rallying out from tabseN. He's going to get hunted here. Nice flick on a David P, but still has a lot more work to do if he wants any stake in this round. And he doesn't want any of it. He's going to back away, look to hold on to the AWP. X3D Max will manage a 4th, so considering this was, you know, a 7-1 scoreline at one point in time, they are doing a good job of getting back into this game.
I love that little angle. On top of the car, you can peer through the B site and see into market. Now, of course, you're very exposed to short and apps, so not very good to play in this kind of situation, knowing that these Ts can flank anywhere. Flank anywhere they shall, because look at Maka. He's creeping, crawling his way into the bomb site as we speak. tabseN, gonna hear it, does shut him down. Jumping around the corner, Maka goes, and tabseN will be able to save this AWP. No one's close enough to stop it. So it was a slow start for X3D Max, but they're starting to find their groove on this T side. 4 to their name. In fact, 4, if I recall, is the exact amount of rounds they got versus Astralis yesterday on this map. It was actually 6, so ignore me. And that was all on the T side as well. They got wrecked on the CT side, so similar signs being shown, but do Big have any responses? Of course, that was pistols in the previous. They won a Diga round earlier back on A, but now they have guns, so here's where the real threat comes through for Big.
Still, I mean, if you're X3D Max and you're looking at this one, right, in that matchup versus Astralis, all their rounds kind of came all in one go, and then it just became very, very one-sided, right, for the Danes from that point onwards. At least here, in this first half, they've been able to grind these rounds down to put them up, right? It hasn't just been, oh, you chain together a little run at the beginning. You know, it has been them fighting back and answering the problems that Big have created. This time, an attempt at the fast A play. Tizian and tabseN have opened things up, and I mean, already all the steam from what was looking like a flying A-side start has been sucked on out of them. David P waiting close to this smoke, but Zintares going to rear his head. X3D Max have managed to make this round doable. What? Hadji with the double kills from nowhere. Maka's gotten into position on stairs. Big are going to be kicking themselves. This was their round to win. They were 5v2, and Maka gets flashed in. He's found God B. It's only next left standing. X3D Max might have just made this 2v5 a reality.
One more man standing in their way, though, and he's going to be covering this bomb plant, not letting them plant default. It's still crossing triple side. Next can smoke to get himself closer, but spam through it, down to 31. And on top of triple, that bomb sits. Maka's ready and waiting for this push. And what a shutdown round from X3D Max. 2 on 5, as you say, and they pick it up out of nowhere. Great teamwork as well. I mean, the flash into the connector, getting aggressive, not letting Big have the room as they rotate back into that bomb site. And this half has gone from dire to decent, as now they sit 5 rounds with Big on an eco, likely a 6th ahead of them as a result. showing us on their map pick that they came here to play. It's another AWP for Maka, and Big have nothing to show for it. That 8-1 has gone a long way out of control. Jinx is going to solo dive into B, but only probing, only playing for the information. Was it worth his death? Maybe not, because he really didn't find out too much, other than there are 2 B players. That's common. X3D Max now going in through mid, and GodB's been afforded this Mac 10. He might opt for the 5-7 over it, but close up, this SMG can be a bit lethal. David P tapping down Tabson. It's actually him going down in window, I think. So man advantage still traded back now for X3D Max and into a 4-on-4, but this close cap position plus Santaris in the window could be a bit of a problem.
Oh, next, yeah, will shut down Hadji. It's not without a cost, though. He's been tagged down low. Tizian on another wrap in through the Palace. It was this that secured Big that string of early rounds. When he was able to spot the bomb in this exact same situation, but this time X3D Max are wise to the idea that Tizian could have gone aggressive. They catch him pushing, and now with 40 seconds left, they just hold their ground for the time being.
Yeah, this is where you just wait for Big to set up inside of a bomb site. For Big, the options are double stack and hope that you get the call right, or split up and hope that one of your players can go absolutely mental. But to be honest, with this kind of buy for Big, you know, having one man on a bomb site is not going to be a good call to make, really. They're going to rely very heavily on Nex. And he's got 20 HP and a deagle to do it. 2 kills to his name. Has he got any more? Yes. Flash out as well. Can try and stop Logan. Unable to do so. 9 seconds on this clock as the plant comes through, but the position's covered. GodB should be watched, but he finds Logan out of position, catches him for the kill, but the trade is there. Still a good round for Big that they find 4 kills in, but it's going to be the round going to X3D Max, and that's what matters now. Going into these last couple of rounds of the half, the money is no longer a problem for these Ts. They can buy up. Big on the other side of things, Adiko does facilitate this full buy in the last round of the half, but this is an 8-1 and now it's 8-6. Safe to say that Big probably aren't satisfied with how the rest of this half has transpired.
Top mid smoke gets thrown out from Big in this round, and they might look to try and challenge for it. It does look like instead it's just to keep the mid play at bay. Instead it's the fast ramp push, and Tizian is turning X3D Max into mincemeat. He's found a double.
Bomb as well.
Bomb was the first man in, so that's been dropped out in the open, and now X3D Max, they have to take these fights, they have to take these duels. Tabson is watching Connector for this push. Now we've seen the timing get the better of him. And instead, this time, it's just a nice shot from David P. Tizian trying to continue his heroics, but Maka, quick double from the Tetris, and once again, it's almost X3D Max clawing their way back into what was a 2v4 in this round. Now the 1v2 for Maka. And GodB is very, very low over here by Ticket. A couple of bullets to rally through is all it would take to get rid of him. Instead, he peeks on into Maka, deletes him, and secures the 9-6 half for Big. They salvage a recoverable half. We see, once again, X3D Max fielding a fairly decent T-side. It was over on the CT side where things took a turn for the worse versus Astralis, but versus Big, maybe they're in with a shot here on Mirage. We'll find out who takes his first map after a very quick break.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, like next thing I lose. We were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby.
Big in the lead, but a bit of a slow end to the first half as X3D Max claw back a very decent scoreline on the T side of Mirage. It was an 8-1, ending 8-7 or 9-6 was it?
9-6.
9-6. I knew that all along.
Yeah, no,
Big
you
picked
nailed
up the
it.
last round of the half. Of
You're
course.
making sure I'm watching,
Yeah.
Hugo. Like, you know, you're
Both on the
quizzing me,
same
you're
page.
testing me. And I was watching that game, believe it or not.
That's good to know.
Big sitting with a 3-round advantage here, moving into their T half. Pretty, yeah, considering that, yeah, as you say, they were 8-1 up at one point in time. But a lead is still a lead. And a spade is still a spade, Hugo. But what about a B rush? Is that always a B rush? Maybe not in this round. tabseN with the bomb on his back over in Palace. The magician, as this is just the art of illusion here. This isn't a B play. This is the classic, you go B, I'll plant A pistol strategy. Now, these, at least in my matchmaking games, never seem to work out. So let's see how Big are able to fare in this round. They get that bomb out, and it's been spotted. These rotations coming through, and with no kills being found by the Big side of things, they do hold off on that bomb plant, but just a little bit. There's a fast wrap coming in from David P as well, but tabseN and Xantares keeping things favorable for Big. They do lose point man, but tabseN's doing a good job of buying time. We need to see this flank from David P yield some results, and it has to yield them very quickly now. He'll get checked, and Big find themselves the pistol around here to kickstart the second half.
Yeah, I love that. The reason that's so good as well is because the players in the apartments don't actually commit to the drop. One player jumps out, I think it was Tizian, and he almost gets the entry, puts Maka down on 10 HP. But then the other two big players, they just duel in the apartments. It gives them the chance to back off and actually regroup with the team back on A once that bomb plant goes down. A lot of missed shots in that round, but it ultimately comes up big. 10-6, 2 pistols under their wing, and looking to close out this anti-eco. It's just USPs against them. Close ace stack. Xantares looking for it. He's going to find a lot of players and a lot of kills. 3 of them, to be precise. God B will join the party, and David P probably wish he was never invited. It's 11-6, and Big deal with it pretty easily. Only 1 death. Now the buy round coming out from the likes of X3D Max here on the CT side. Did you catch that?
No.
I wish I did.
I tried. I was
yeah,
listening like
hard.
fully intent.
My ears were pricked, Harry. But they heard nothing. Top mid smoke though for X3D Max. They look to take control. Now what do Big have in response to this? Because there's a molly behind it that's really cut them out of this position. Won't be able to go for it just yet. tabseN's found herself through the underpass, but no one fighting con side. X3D Max stacked up A right now. 4 players here if you include that window position taken by David P. But he was just smoked off. It's now gone back down again. No info to middle. Trying to spam for a potential free kill, but Big won't give him it. Instead, they'll just split short. The issue is, that bomb still dropped up T-spawn. They haven't got a B-Apps player to go into this site. If they did, that'd be fantastic, because there's only 1 man committed to B. That's Hadji. No kits, barely any util. So they're looking like a rough round for X3D Max, considering how deep Big have gotten in this map. They've got window, they've got short, and they've got a kill to A as well. Will that bait them into the stack, however?
I mean, with Xantares over in window, he might catch another. Ooh, it's not the cleanest of attempts. Jake's able to turn around and gets the 180 off. This rotation coming in back towards T-Spawn. It looks like they will go walking into this 3-man A-stack. The X3D Max have thrown into this round. Got beat, flanking round, trying to take up a position in the window room, but 20 seconds left. This push has to come in. It's down to the wire, and Tizian tries to do what he can, but only God B remains. And with just 12 points of health in 10 seconds, in spite of there being so low HP on the remaining 2 players, there is just no time for God B in this round.
Yeah, he would love to have gone for that as well, even though he was 12 HP. Not going to be a reality there for Big. Unfortunately, taking the bomb up into the A side of things where that stack was, if they committed towards B after the A pick, things probably would have gone far better for them. It was only Hadji at the back of the site, but no app split for Big. They had the players in Palace and they give it a go, but unfortunately for them, X3D Max, first rifle round on the board. That's what we wanted from the Frenchman. Not rolling over without a fight here in the second half. Despite going down 2-0 at the beginning of it. No AWP either. The AUG tasked to cover mid, but that window smoke has gone down for Big. And, ooh, Jinx through the smoke. Catches one and the second as well as God B emerges around the corner of that. This top mid smoke is proving to be more of a problem for Big than they anticipated. Tabson will get the eventual trade. Jinx may be looking for a little bit more there than he should have asked for. He already had 2. Was that not enough? As now X3D Max sitting a 3-on-4. They have to give up mid, but they do have that cat cross from David P in the window.
A lot of pressure going to fall onto Hadji here if this ends in the B play. He's here alone right now, and you do have Centaurez floating around in this area. One smoke and a Molotov is all Big have, so they don't really have the utility to try and challenge for this short split. They are going to try and attempt it here at the very least. Smoke and top connector to allow their safe passage leaves them only window to worry about. And that Molotov on Tabson can force David P out of position. Indeed it will. There's a very big gap in that connector smoke, and that baits Maka into the peak. Tabson going to find it. The auto shotgun on Hadji. And this rotation from David P, all there is to keep Centaurez back, and they both fall in a matter of seconds. It's only Logan remaining, a 1v3 required, and he is already running for the hills.
That is so unfortunate for Hadji as well, because the thing is, that flash got thrown out from market side, so Centaurez, instead of checking below him, he goes, okay, I want that kill, and he runs out of apartment, steps on the head of Hadji, one shot gets him in the leg, and then he just looks down and headshots him. That's very unfortunate. It's Big now, 12 rounds up. The one rifle round for X3D Max reset immediately. They take only one rifle away from it as well. So what do you really do here? You can afford to buy, pistols and armor, but the thing is, that's only going to limit your actual rifle rounds, and you don't have many left if Big keep this up. 12 rounds to their name on the T side. Logan might find an exit here with the man through the apartments, but actually dropping through. That's amazing. I love that. Next. He doesn't duel here, he drops and gets the information, doesn't want to go back in for more. Would rather give away the kill, or give away the gun rather than give away the kill. It's Big actually with a tactical pause here in this one, 12-7 up. Still some things they want to talk about maybe. Maybe how to approach this top mid smoke that has been shutting them out of mid round after round with the molly behind it as well. They've tried to go through it twice and had similar failures while doing so. So as long as you can find a response to that, or at least just leave it till the smoke is gone, maybe. Mid doesn't seem to be a point that where 3D Max can really hold on to it, even after those 2 kills from Jinx, I think it was in the connector. And considering there's no AWP and has not been and will not be for some time, considering the CT economy, that certainly helps Big in taking the middle portion of the map.
Yeah, and I felt like, if you're X3D Max, you really do want to prioritize getting that AWP out on Maka as soon as you can, right? He has shown, even versus the likes of Astralis, that he is able to field big numbers with it. So definitely someone to keep an eye on. This round, it's only Logan with any stake in it for the X3D Max squad, and Big might just go for the A-side default here. Holding on to top mid initially, waiting to see if any aggression comes through, and if they keep this up, they will get rewarded for their patience. Showing a bit of presence down here towards A, hoping that, on the back of spotting it, maybe X3D Max push and prod some of these positions elsewhere on the map. Window smoke going to fall, and for X3D Max now, they're pretty safe in the assumption that there's going to be a few players trying their hand at this middle portion of the map. This might be just a 5vx down in mid from X3D Max if they get their way, and Big has certainly looked like they're going to play right into their hands here.
Quick peek from Maka. It's actually the duels being forced by the CT side. Only 30 seconds here, so no need for them to rush, and they realize it's not gone their way. 3 kills the way of Big. Logan tries to remedy the situation, but it's going to be Godbeat to trade him after just 1. I feel like a few more seconds of patience could have rewarded X3D Max very well for that one, but...
Yeah, the only problem there, right, is because they've got all 5 players in mid, for all they know, Big could be anywhere on the map, right? So you eventually you kind of have to take that little peek on in, and then the second they see the first guy and he gets taken down on the side of X3D Max, your immediate thought is just to try and trade that kill out, right? And so they go running into the waiting Big over in top mid.
It's a great scoreline though, 13-7. Little room for X3D Max to stay in this game. They need this rifle round more than any. But full smoke A execute. 1 player committed within the site. Logan again looking for this opening kill, but he's flashed off. Fantastic utility. And Tizian jumps right past. He's had a great game as well. 24 kills on Tizian. Tabson's been starring off as well for Big. 4 players left up, no kit, no util, and the bomb plant does go down despite Jinx's best efforts through the top of that stairs smoke. He's even going to be forced out by a con smoke as well, down to 20 points to health. Big are ruthless on this bomb site right now. And the boost up onto stairs should solidify this one for them, but it's actually X3D Max going to be confirming a 14th round for Big, the save being called. Good decision. You know, you haven't really got much to play with here. Big are already a man up, and they've almost guaranteed the round by getting that bomb down. So saving in the 4-on-5 and even having another round for the AWP to do something, this time with armor as well, will be nice, because Big completely avoided that first CT AWP that X3D Max have shown by just quick playing that solo A bomb site hold. It's a very nice round there from Big once again. They are sweeping these Frenchmen under the rug and 2 rounds away from taking away their opponent's map pick here on Mirage, sending us to Dust 2 as a second. And 1 real buy to stop that here and now for X3D Max.
Yeah, you're really running out of time, though, in the X3D Max side, right? Your room for error is getting smaller and smaller by the second, and now they're at a point where that margin is all but gone in the X3D Max camp. And I mean, I'm having some real flashbacks to yesterday, right, in that Astralis matchup. Their T side looked good, right? They were able to get 6 rounds there, I'm pretty sure, or something along those lines. But
yeah, 6 rounds T side,
yeah,
then they got swept.
Then they got nothing else. They got 16-6. So
similar situation here.
Yeah, very, very similar indeed. It was a 9-6 half. X3D Max have managed 1 singular CT side round since then. And Big, they might just go in with the no disrespect all out through Palace. The waterfall, they're going to blindside Logan. He is not ready for that, and no one from X3D Max keeping an eye on the Palace push. There will be a trade from Jinx at the very least. Players trying to get by now. The bomb already down. Tizian gets bought low in the process. There's still a chance for X3D Max, especially with that nade kill coming through.
Oh, but the split up con is perfect. Antares finding Jinx in the back line, and Mac has been heard in the window room as well. Tabson, he was on the edge of the smoke earlier. He's going to go through it now, and he'll find the kill. AWP dropped, as are the players in CT Spawn, but that nade finds something. Is it enough? Probably not. That time is so far ticked, and Hadji, well, he has a kid. He's yet to even get himself into the bomb site, and Big are just barraging him with flashbangs right now. So much utility, so little chance. It's 15 rounds here on the T side for Big. Smoke on the bomb won't change anything, and Hadji has to save. He's even been spotted on the exit there as well. Big, they want this kill. They want this frag, and they'll find it. No survivors here. And 15 rounds. Big have broken the money of X3D Max once again.
So this is it. Do or die. The Frenchmen, can they get back into this? A tactical pause from Big. They want to make sure everyone's on the same page here heading into the last round, or potentially the last round of this map.
Attack pausing at 15-7. That's, you know, yeah, that's something, Harry. You don't see that very often. Big really trying to make sure everything's perfect here. And it certainly seems that way, at least given the scoreline. Things have been not problematic at all. What's the opposite of problematic?
Well, the opposite of problematic would just be like easygoing.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
I wanted
matters.
something with
It's more like submissive, I guess, right? Because Big have looked dominant, and X3D Max, they've been getting bossed around across the entire map. You know, they say God be rules of the Iron Fist. He's even taken charge of the X3D Max side of things at this point. Very much dictating the flow of the game are Big at this point in time. Mid aggression once again from Big, and God B leads the charge. Already out and already set up with the Krieg in top mid.
There's a pick. David P with that glass cannon. AWP finds Antares in the apartments, and he'll get aggressive off of it. This is I think this could be a fun round because X3D Max, they don't care anymore. They, as far as they're aware, they're 1 round away from losing this map. So anything goes. No holds barred as David P full flanks underpass from B apartments, giving up the B bomb site and coming into middle. Do Big expect this? Surely not. Tizian's in the connector though. He's already gone up and past this solo AWP in the lower mid portion. Maka getting caught. God B does find that AWP on the long flank, and now Big, they've opened up this entirety of the map. All 3 players left on the A bomb site, but Big is still walking into it, and they may come to regret that. Logan with 2. Jinx peeks out wide for the 3rd, and God B's got to run back and get that bomb. He's got a 1-on-3 to win here on his own. X3D Max still turtled inside of the A bomb site. And God B, he's going to... No, he's not going to go back there. Surely not. He runs back to B, luckily. So he will get a bomb plant out of this because no rotates coming through from the CT side. And a 1v3 on B to close out the map. Let's see if Gob's got it in him.
Yeah, we so often hold him as one of the brightest minds in Counter-Strike, especially in the German region, right?
Yeah.
He is definitely the brain box. So now we see Brains versus Brawn, X3D Max. They've got the manpower, they've got the firepower, but do they have the read? God B gonna plant things over in the corner. Well, I like to play this one from inside the bomb site. All 3 players on the X3D Max roster going to try and retake this from the market, and they're very quick. They line up, and God B, almost all 3. Very, very close indeed. Logan's going to get the defuse. So an 8th round for X3D Max. Still a long way to go if they want to bail themselves out. And with only 1 man surviving, still plenty of money for Big. The buy here in the X3D Max side of things is going to look pretty limited considering they just won a round.
Yeah, they lost everyone but 1 player though. And oh, what a try from Gob. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. If 3 players are swinging at you and you don't get all 3, I'm not going to blame you. But 2 out of 3, that's quite a conversion. Won't be the round though. Big has still got to win another rifle one, but they still have the money to do it. AWP again for Tabson. Same story for Maka. He's back on that finally on the CT side. Had David P on it previously because of course the lack of armor. Don't want him on a rifle with that. Tabson's fast into middle with his AWP and looking for the con pick. He might find it because Jinx was peering through previously, not anymore. It's David tasked with holding this one down, but the flash will send him flying off of short into the safety of the bomb site. Tabson holding, still waiting for this timing peak, hoping that someone gives him an engagement towards the connector. His teammate swinging past him as well up towards short. Tabson all the time in the world to hold this one down. They've even got window as well under control because Goppy's about to clear that out. Jinx is playing passive towards the back of jungle. Looking to move in and maybe give him a fight. And Big know that at some point X3D Max will try and play for info, so when is that? It might be now. Logan's moving up, and here's the ticket climb that Tabson's been waiting all round for.
Oh, Mac is gone. He's been deleted, and now Big sitting 5v4 up. 45 seconds left on the clock, so eventually they have to make a play somewhere, and it looks like it's going to be for the B bomb site. You have this double setup between Hadji and David P. David P will actually shut down Tabson on that initial peak. Godby in with the trade. Will they be ready for Hadji, who's still unknown, still holding close? It might not matter because Big are going back towards A. They're going to duck and weave out, but this bomb's been dropped. No. Godby tries to sneak it in through the window, and this could be the undoing of Big. 15 seconds, they've got to get the bomb. Jinx is holding the murder hole, and he's able to find Tizzy, and this round should be over. Nex and Antares, they have to get the kills, and the kills just aren't coming through. X3D Max, they will hold on. They pick themselves up a 9th round by the skin of their teeth once again. They shut it down.
Yeah, that's a ballsy rotate from GOT-B. That's yeah, I'm not sure about that. 15-8, 15-9 now as GOT-B jumps into the window, offers up the bomb. If he goes con side there, even if he goes down, it's still a retrievable package for the rest of his team to come through that A site, but very much gives 3D Max a first-class delivery to that round. AWP still here, now armored for Maka. It only grows power with every round that passes. Smoke towards the top of middle again, that molly behind him. Maka just holds for the exit through that smoke, but nothing comes through here for Big at the moment. Santara's just pressuring B. This will force an early rotate of David P, who's moved in with the shotgun. Santara's only trying to face and force utility out of which he has done, at least for now. It leaves Hadji alone, hiding jail side on that B site. Big though, it definitely looks like they want to split A. They've got that bomb coming through the underpass. It can go through the connector here.
Or through window. They wanted to try and throw that in again.
Always an option.
This is not the most conventional weapon to hold mid with if you're David P. He's just sitting waiting for this underpass push. Now the issue is if Maka misses his shot, David P is very dead. So actually decides to get out of mid on the back of that smoke falling. Zantares fast up through the connector, is already past this smoke, and Maka trying to hold for it. First shot little too early, but there's Logan, a shut down one from CT. Zantares still creeping forward, but David P shut down another in the meantime. Zantares, quick double, got B's in with one more. Will they be ready for Jinx, who is still this unknown factor? Zantares creeping round, tries to find it, but Jinx has made it tricky. Now got B left in the 1v2. Has to deal with the close man. Flash out, or rather nade. GOT-B still going to find a kill despite getting brought down at just 5 points of health, and it's Hadji in the 1v1. One shot is all that's required from him here. Nade from GOT-B going to find a bit of chip damage. He peeks wide, but X3D Max, a 10th round. They're grinding their way back into this, and finally they've broken down the money of Big.
That was nearly a 2v5, Harry. We saw a similar situation from X3D Max on the T side that, you know, got them into this game, or the half rather. And Big almost do the exact same. GOT-B even had the info as to where Hadji was, because he flashed connector after killing his teammate on Tetris, and Hadji shot out out of anticipation he was going to get peeked. Wasn't the case, but it was the info, and GOT-B tries to take the fight, falls short. He was 5 HP after all. So another round, and X3D Max, they're closing this game, Harry. Round after round. That pause at 15-7 isn't looking so crazy anymore for Big, and they might need another one because they're starting to run dry of rounds here on this T side. Pistols and armor. ECT's so close to getting broken economically because every round they win is just coming down to this one-on-one, but they are winning them, and that's what matters. This fast flank from David P can shut down the eco around it, at least get the info, but he can't find any kills out of it. Lots of damage. Hadji can now do something from the jail as well as he sits here with the AUG, but Flashbang is perfect, and it allows these T's to get deep within the bomb site. Bomb getting dropped, but Tizian can take him down. That's a gun dropped, and Jinx is still here to try and keep this round alive for 3D Max.
Zantares spotted and brought down low. All these rotations just waiting in the wings, right? They're all stacked up. There's no way back into this if you're Big, almost definitely. Just the sheer number of bodies inside the bomb site alone, although they are making it close. Oh, he even gets the dink off onto David P, but he still is able to win the fight. So another round now for X3D Max. They're bringing this one ever closer. Overtime still on the cards in this map. Big, all they had to do was win one singular round to close it out, and they've definitely had opportunities to, right? Think about the amount of times we've seen them find the man advantage. Sometimes, you know, even getting into bomb sites in, you know, 4v3s or the likes, and still, these rounds are eluding them.
Big have had trouble closing out games in the past, though, Harry. That's a failed smoke as well from David P, just to note. I think back to that 14-7 scoreline they were up against Ents in the Major. They lost that game. They got eliminated 0-3. And then Ents went on to get to the grand finals. So Big have certainly had some rough histories with not being able to close out games that were so favorable, and this one definitely was. What is this play? Maka flashing himself through his own smoke with a CZ. and he'll get a kill for it. This is unorthodox, but it will certainly work. X3D Max sitting in a 5-on-3 right now. tabseN might be able to get a free kill, but if he crawls through the smoke, Maka's ready and waiting. It will fade. There's the shot. Maka's just not waiting for anyone, and he's on 4 kills. Single-handedly made this round a reality for X3D Max. Big of no response, and Xantares has been heard falling into the B bomb site.
And even as he gets the first man, the trade is just immediately there. X3D Max 12-15, 3 away from overtime here in this first map. There was a time where they were 8-1 down, and we have seen a phenomenal recovery from the X3D Max side and a reluctance to close this map out on Big's behalf. I don't know, at first I thought Big were just going to take a convincing win here, but now with how we're seeing some of these players come alive, this very much feels like it could be an overtime game.
It's certainly looking that way, and that is not what Big won, Harry. What a lead this was. It was 15-7. Just a few rounds ago, it felt like this game was done. I was, writing out these Frenchmen, but they have rallied together and
I tell you
pulled
what,
quite the comeback.
Maka is definitely making a good showing here at the Pro League, and Jinx is having a phenomenal game as well. But these two were kind of the names that we were looking towards, even in that Astralis matchup. Right, we're able to field some pretty decent score lines.
Well, this is more than decent considering the situation they were once in, but is it enough to drag them through to a win? We'll find out. tabseN, no armor, and he's getting whittled away by utility. We'll get out of that one alive, though. Just early nades towards B. What they've done with that is they've forced out the Molotov, so there's no molly left on Hadji here in the B site. There is one for David, and he's come through the market, but will he be here in time? Will he be ready to help out? That smoke being set up as well as to cut him off in that window. So we imagine we'll see him dive through and try and contest this B site once that smoke is placed. Xantares flashed in. He's very deep. He knows where Hadji is as well, but the duel being won by the CT side, 5-on-4. Hadji just trying to stay alive here, but they're getting closer and closer by the second. 2 kills and the bomb as well. This is massive from Hadji. He might have just saved this round. Nex is trying to trade back, and he's got himself a gun to play with, but Jinx won't give him the room, and he'll run right back in for a 13th round. Everything Big do is not enough to win this game, and 3D Max are 2 rounds away from overtime.
And I mean, if you're looking at this and you're X3D Max, if you're able to pick this series up, realistically, you've somewhat guaranteed that Big are the bottom place team in this group, right? We're very much assuming that Big don't beat Astralis. Yeah. And I think, that's a safe bet, right? Yeah, that's one that you can look at.
Mate, Big are struggling to beat X3D Max right now.
I mean, Big are struggling to beat themselves, right? They need 1 round.
Oh, no, they're beating themselves.
Yeah,
they are beating themselves into the ground right now. 2 away from overtime, and these pauses are flowing right now. Pressure is on for everyone except Maka, who's just flashing himself through smokes and pistol whipping boys left and right.
I do love how confident he looks, though.
Yeah.
Even in the matchup versus Astralis, he just plays his own game.
He hits his shots. Desperation here for Big. What have they got in the tank, Harry? Have they been siphoned? So many questions, and here are the answers. Double AWP for the CT side. First time we've seen it. It may not be the last with all the money and overtime in the future if they get that way. Jinx looking for the con fight early. He does tag Gob. David B's got himself into underpass, and Big have no idea. They were delayed out top mid, so do they check this portion of the map? Jinx needs to help his teammate because Tizian is getting closer and closer. Nade up, shot from Gob B connects. David P swivels, and this is going to be the element of surprise. He catches one. Hadji in the meantime shuts down Xantares on B, and he might be able to find Gob as well, who's fighting up through short. 4-on-3 here. David P has doubled back for the full flank, but he's been helped from tabseN, and this round is still recoverable yet for Big. Oh no.
Oh no. Logan is down through the ramp. He's cleared out T-spawn, and Big, this could be a disaster. This rotation should look to come in from Maka. He's a little bit preoccupied with watching mid from the A bomb site. Logan maybe can look to clear that from top mid, but instead, on the back of seeing this utility flowing in toward B, Hadji just missing the timing, getting shut down, and X3D Max, this is where we really need to see something big. Maka and Logan, 2 of the top performers for this squad left alive. Maka's got the AWP in hand, but they've got very little to work with. It's this unknown flank, the unknown factor is Logan, but he's given up his position, and now they know he's here. They know there's a man up close in the apartments. Next is going to get that bomb down. It's planted for Apps, which feels very ballsy indeed, but they're able to get it down nonetheless. God B going to catch Logan, and it's Maka. 1v3. We've been hyping him up, and now he needs to show us why. Gets the first man. Tabson's going to leg him, but he's given another shot at life. Maka with it all to do, and very little time to get it done in sneaking out from the shop. God B's posted up at short to watch for the cross, and Maka will find Tabson. Now just God B. The bomb wasn't planted for him, but he's going to find the man on the cross anyway. They narrowly close this game out, far from convincing for Big.